Hey everybody, it's your girl Queenie, and I am coming to you tonight kind of a little different, right? Normally, I'm not just sitting here chatting with y'all. I'm normally interviewing someone, but I decided, nope, let me chat tonight. I just got off of a call, kind of brainstorming with the gentleman. He and I are working on a project together where we are discussing something that many of us are talking about, narcissistic personality disorder, and being in relationships with those that have these traits and that are abusive and are wreaking havoc in the lives of many of us if we allow it. So this wonderful gentleman and I are working on this project to help to inform and to empower those that find themselves in this type of toxic relationship. And tonight, I just finished talking with him, and I'm like, well, I may as well tell a little bit of my story and my reason why this is important to me for those that care to listen. So let me say that I am not at all professing to be a therapist. I'm not a licensed, I'm not a clinical counselor. I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist. So let me plug that really quick, because I don't want you coming after me talking about where's her credentials. My credentials is that I'm a survivor of narcissistic personality abuse. I am a survivor of a parent that had all of the traits. And I am also a survivor of a intimate partner that had all the traits. And for a very long time, I never talked publicly about the intimate partner and these actual traits because I think part of me was still uncertain that my word was valuable. And even though I knew my experience was real, but because of the devaluing that they tend to do, it can, I believe, cause damage in our brains, and it can cause damage in our nervous system. And if you read about it, you'll see that, what I'm telling you is true. I'm just saying from my own personal experience. My thoughts used to be very scattered. And so it was difficult for me to sometimes articulate what I'd truly gone through with him and with my mother as well. So, but tonight, we had this conversation, and, I shared a lot on our kind of our work group. And I decided, why not? Why not talk to you? It's just me and you, and I want to make sure that you hear me without debate and hear me without having to discuss with someone else. But, I too am a survivor. And I want to talk to my sisters tonight because, and I'm not talking against you, brothers. I just want to talk to my sisters. I survived a very abusive relationship that could have become more volatile than it was. And I went through every stage of the narcissistic relationship cycle. And no one told me what I was in until I went to my girlfriend trying to figure out how to get out of it. And that conversation with Melissa Brown saved me. I didn't understand why I felt crazy. I didn't understand why I felt misunderstood. I didn't understand why this thing could not work. I didn't understand any of it. I just felt horrible. I felt drained. I felt exhausted. I felt like giving up. I was just over it. And because of a conversation that I had and I shared with her, it it turned my life around, to be quite honest. And sometimes you do need those friends. You need friends, you need people that are going to tell you about yourself and tell you where things are not clicking on all cylinders. I'm sorry about the background noise, guys. I am recording live with my balcony door open. But when you're not clicking on all cylinders, that you need friends that will tell you that. And I, I'm blessed to have friends that are in the business, right? They're in the field of psychotherapy and relationship coaches and lifestyle coaches and so on. And some of you may not know, but I actually completed my class for life coaching, right? I'm a life skills trainer, and I completed my skill, my classes for life coaching. I had some wine tonight, y'all, but for life coaching. But that's just a tool that I like to use in a very small circle. But if I can help anyone, then I will. It's not my field, it's not my monetary field. That's not it for me. It really is, for me, it's about having the tools, because I came from a very toxic relationship with my mother. And I didn't want to continue the cycle with my children. And I didn't want to continue the cycle in relationships. Unfortunately, if any of my ex-partners are listening, they would probably say, you know what? Some of these things showed up in the relationship with Queenie. And they're right, because I've been healing and learning myself for quite a few years, after focusing on raising children. I wasn't getting boyfriend-girlfriend relationships quite right. I wasn't getting husband and wife relationships quite right, but I desired to, and I really tried. I really, 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 really did. But sometimes when you come from toxicity, you carry that into the next relationship. And I now try so hard to be aware of what I'm bringing into a relationship and what I'm not. So I try my best not to do that, right? But in a relationship with a narcissist, well, they're bringing all their dead baggage with them and they're piling it on you. And that's the thing that I believe I want people to understand that are listening, that are dealing in a toxic relationship with a person that has this grandiose attitude and you're always wrong. And they're obsessed with thinking that they're the best thing since sliced bread. They fantasize about a perfect love that is truly not attainable the way they do it. Or they're obsessed with power, or limitless success, even though you're looking at them fail over and over and over again, constantly use people, always trying to get over. If you're in a relationship with a person that constantly word salads you or triangulates you or makes you feel afraid, or make you feel like they're going to discard you, and then next thing you know, they pick you back up and you're the best thing in the world to them, and then before you know it, you tried to call your girlfriends and go out and have a drink and they make you choose. And, if you're in that cycle, you're on this roller coaster thinking, what in the hell is going on? Why can't we ever just have a good night? Then that means this conversation is for you. This little bit of conversation is for you. I just want to give you a picture of what I've gone through. And I mean, there's so much more. So I'm really not going to tell you everything tonight because, we're doing a podcast and I want you to listen. I want you to tune in. I want you to come and drink from the well. And if it's something that you can use it. If it's not, that's fine. Maybe someone else can. Maybe someone else can. But if you are in a relationship and you feel that the goal line just keeps on moving, if you see that you feel that they're using and abusing you, but you can't quite put your finger on it, but you just feel it. And you kind of see it, but you can't quite put your finger on it. If you are dealing with the hiding of the cell phones, the talking about the ex-girlfriend or wife, especially in the beginning stage, like if you just, sister girl, you just got with this person, they're telling you that their spouses and every single spouse they had, every intimate partner they had, they're all crazy. Run now. Go now. If you are seeing these red flags where they're like pushing you almost into an instant relationship, instant, and the world evolves solely around you, back up, pause, take a second, don't do it. Maybe you're in the devaluing stage where you've been with this person that has been loving on you and hugging on you, and you're the best thing, and they're all in your family pictures telling everybody you're the one, and they got you thinking y'all getting married, and then suddenly you don't do what they want to do, or they can't, like you had to work late, or something, any little, small, minute thing, and then they start devaluing you. Or they start telling people that, they're with you because you're just weak and said you were going to kill yourself. Because, they go to that extreme. They've done it a million times. Run. Go. If you see that they seem to be like really poor with money, or maybe like threatening behavior or reckless behavior, pause. Just pause for a second. Just pause. You don't have to keep moving forward, because if you do, they're going to see that you're weak, and they're going to see that they can have their way with you, and they can make a fool out of you. They're going to enjoy that. They're going to play these little games with you. They're going to play on your empathy. They're going to see that you're desperate to be with them because, they chose you, right? And you might have not been feeling your best that day, but they chose you. But if you stay with them after they've devalued you and talked down to you and treated you like my ex did. My ex told me, yeah, you're the biggest person I've ever been with. Oh, what? And he said it like, yeah, but I'm still with you. I'm like, what? He tried to make me feel so insecure. And he didn't want me to go work out. Well, let me change that, because he would beg to differ. It wasn't that he didn't want me to go work out, but he wanted me to choose what my priorities are going to be. Were my priorities going to be him, or were my priorities going to be going to take a run with my running group? I need to figure out my priorities, and they need to be him. So I chose him because I thought that I was investing in a relationship. It was a game. The replacement comes when they start making you feel, right after devaluing, usually. It could happen simultaneously with devaluation, of course. It'll happen very quick. They're looking for another supply, and they may let you either believe or you may know that they do have another supply. They will then, because now you're desperate, you're crying, you've probably responded in a crazy way, right? Some aggressive way, because you might have found them at the club with someone. Right now it's COVID. So you might have found them, texting someone in the bathroom, or lying about going to work, anything. You found something that says, this is not right. They'll discard you. They will punish you with a discard. And now you're confused. Ladies, sister girls, my friends, my tribe, I don't want you to get caught up in this. And trust me, when one of them hears this, they're going to say, nope, that's they're going to swear it's not the truth. Now, mind you, this could happen to a man as well. So I don't want to make it seem like it's just specific to a man treating a woman this way. Absolutely not. But sisters, I'm just talking to you tonight. So after that narc discards you, you're feeling lower than low, because this is not for everyone. This message ain't for everybody. Because there's some of you that's going to be like, whatever, let him discard me. I'm out. Thank you. And you gone. Baby girl, hats off to you. That's the best thing you could have done. Roll out of there, go no contact, gray rock that joker, and be done with it. Now that's where we all need to get to when we're dealing with these people. But if you don't discard them and move on, gray rock them, meaning ignore all those texts and all these other things and go no contact. If you don't do that, then that means you can get sucked back in. Because here comes the hoovering. That narc is going to consistently, blatantly attempt to suck you back into a relationship with them. Fully committed, forgiving all that he's ever said to you, any kind of way he treated you. Disregard the fact that he had another woman in your car, another woman sleeping on your bed. He was having sex with another woman on your carpet, and she was able to tell you. Forget all of that, baby. We're starting over. They will suck you back into a relationship with them by enticing you with attention, even if it's negative attention, even if it's them knocking on the door and hoovering you, acting the fool. Because see, now you become used to the crazy, that when they don't do the crazy anymore, you go in your own head and start thinking they must be with someone else and they must be in love. So that means the problem must be me. You can't do that. That's when they're triangulating you to believe in that third person. It's a love triangle, and you're trying to, because again, you've invested so much. You genuinely invested so much. And you refuse to just let some other chick have him. Listen, baby, you may not believe it now, but mark my words for later. The best thing you can do is let someone else have him. Because what will happen to you is he will take you back around in that circle of narcissistic relationship abuse. Idealization, devaluation, replacement, discard, hoovering. And you'll go around and around and around in this circle until you break the cycle yourself. At some point, you got to thank him for the devaluing and walk out. Or you got to thank him when it looks like he's threatening to replace you and walk. Don't walk, run out. Find yourself a safe place. Find yourself a safe tribe. Everybody's not going to believe you because they too are victims of the narcissistic behavior. The narc has put the mask on and pulled the wool over everyone's eyes. You're the only person that can truly see the narc uncovered. But if you connect yourself with a tribe of people that their hearts are right, they're not speaking anger and bitterness to try to get you to respond in a negative way and have you locked up, connect with them and be strategic in getting out. And then you pursue your own healthy relationship with self. Because something got you there. Somewhere that narc slipped through the cracks of your life and made his way slithering along the sidewalks of your freaking yard up into your garage, straight into your house, and propped himself up on your couch and called himself friend, lover. I'm what you got. I'm here for you. And you believed it. So you got to figure out why you couldn't discern that this person might not have been who they were pretending to be. Now, granted, we all can be victimized by them because, again, they are masters of disguise, imposters. And if your heart is like mine, you don't want to see people hurting, and you want to give folks a chance, and you want to believe the best in everyone. But I'm telling you, sisters, I'm only speaking to the sisters because, brothers, I got something for you too. I got it for you, trust me. But sisters, I don't want to see any more of us go through this. I don't. And I'm not talking about all men. This is not an all men thing. This is that man. I'm specifically talking about that man. So the accountability on your part has to be from the beginning. Why did I settle? I wanted love. I was looking for happiness, and he seemingly brought all that my way. But when he turned on me and made me feel less than, why did I put so much of my value in what he thought of me? See, there's the problem. We got to fix that. So I'm going to wrap this up. I just wanted to leave that with you, and I want you to start thinking about that. Trust me, these narcs are going to be narcs, honey. Disordered people are going to be disordered, but it is a mental illness. And I'm not saying that to you so you can empathize with them and say, well, it is a mental illness, so let me have compassion and stay. I'm not doing that. I mean, it is an illness. And is it treatable? I mean, you have to do the research. Many therapists say no. Some say, yes, but long, extensive, intense treatment. Child, by that time, we're old and gray. We don't have time to be waiting. Listen, we are in our youth now. We're in our middle age now. We need to be trying to live our best life now and not doing this with these narcs. I'm going to read something to you before I go, and I hope that it blesses your soul and it gives you a little bit of food for thought. I posted it earlier on Facebook, and I'm going to close with this tonight. Narcissists will wear any mask or create any facade to make themselves look like the perfect person, but question them or try to make them accountable in any way, and they will annihilate you. Remember, we are only as useful of a tool or an obstacle to them and nothing more. We are only a useful tool or an obstacle to them and nothing more. And sometimes that's really hard to accept. It's just hard because they make you feel that you are so much more. I shared earlier that they sometimes make you feel like you are the very air that they breathe. And if you are a person that needs to be needed or wants to be needed, then you fall for that and you play their game. And some of us, let's be real, ladies, will manipulate them because we're trying to fool them and make them believe that they are all of these things. But trust me, honey, it creates a problem. Now, there's some of you that have a discernment that totally repulse you and you repel completely away from narcs. There's others that do not. This message is for you, those that do not. The narcissist is an extreme egomaniac and feels so deserving of everything in life. This is the totality of their infliction and what makes them a narcissist, because nothing else matters in their world except for their every need. And they seriously don't care who they harm in the process, whether it's subtle or covert, subtle or blatant. Okay, this is how this spirit rolls. We are all stepping stones that they walk on, if we allow it, and over to get what they want. Once we understand this and internalize this, we must never engage with them or look back at them as anything but predatory and destructive con artists that they really are. Now, I know that may be hard for you when you hear it, and it may sound so mean and just bad. It's just nasty. But for those that's been in these relationships, they will probably say, nope, Queen, that's about right. For those of you that may be still in denial, you may not feel that it's right. But I will say to you, if you're in one of these relationships, you deserve better. You deserve better. That love bombing that they did, that's normal for anyone that, well, not really normal. Having an interest in you, a genuine interest in you, that's a normal reaction that someone should have. That's genuine. But that love bombing that they did, that extra and above, that instant relationship, they're just trying to grab you really, really quick. They're trying to secure the supply. They're probably leaving something already. They're just trying to secure the supply. They're trying to see how weak you can be, how vulnerable and easily influenceable you can be, how they can quickly disarm you and become your all so they can be the chief influence in your life. Do not allow that to happen. Please don't. Please do not. That's all I got tonight, ladies. I hope this helps you. I really do. Next time I speak to you, I'll have some more information for you and some websites that you can use. Tonight, I just kind of wanted to wing it. It just was on my heart. But I will say that you can steer clear of some of the YouTube videos out there right now, because there's some malignant narcs that are out there, and they are exploiting women. They're exploiting our pain. They're exploiting our journey and our experiences because they themselves are malignant narcs, and they're promoting smear campaigns to get rid of, I guess, the pain that they endured because their families have fallen apart, their lives have fallen apart, their masks have come off, people have abandoned them. And so be careful. But I will say there's a lot of resources out there, but don't jump into everybody and everything that says they're there to help you. I'm giving you pieces of my experience. I'm not telling you anything that you can't find out there on the World Wide Web. But I just want to share this with you because it was on my heart, ladies. You deserve better. You deserve better treatment from yourself. You deserve better. Find yourself a therapist or a coaching circle of people that are speaking life into you, and a place that's safe where you don't leave that place feeling more angry. Okay? Be careful if you have a narc at the home. Be careful, because it can turn ugly really fast, and I don't want any of my sisters to lose their life. Too many of you are being abused physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually in these relationships. I'll be back at another time. I hope this little bit helps somebody. And keep tuning in. I think we're going to be talking about this a little more often, probably than I really want to, but I think the need is there. All right, ladies, it's your girl, Queenie. Remember, iron sharpen iron. And who's sharpening you? Love y'all. Bye-bye.